Good evening. We begin with shocking allegations that UFOs have interfered with missiles at U.S. Air Force bases.
In July 2008, some U.S. military officials publicly revealed that UFOs were able to neutralize U.S. atomic missile systems with extreme ease.
They also claim a cover-up.
There are hundreds of declassified documents which indicate that UFOs have demonstrated a distinct and ongoing interest in our nuclear weapons sites. This is very widespread. What you're seeing here this evening is the tip of the iceberg.
In 1964, Lieutenant Robert Jacobs was a cameraman of the U.S. Army who worked at the Vandenberg Air Base in California. While he was filming a missile test, he saw a UFO enter the camera frame, destroy the missile's nuclear warhead, and then disappear in the same direction it had come from.
Suddenly, in the same direction this stuff was flying at about 8,000 miles an hour. An object came into the frame, shot a beam of light at the warhead, flew up to the top, shot another beam of light at the warhead, flew around the direction it was flying, shot another beam of light at the warhead, and flew out the same way it came in. And the warhead tumbles out of space.
The speed at which the UFO traveled, over 12,000 kilometers h, its ability to change direction, led the military to rule out that its origin was terrestrial. After Jacobs' superiors saw the movie, they took it and handed it over to the CIA. Jacobs was forced to say nothing.
We got a UFO. And he said, Lieutenant, you are never to speak of this again. As far as you're concerned, this didn't happen.
The testimony of Jacobs is confirmed by that of Ross Dedrickson, who, at that time, was a colonel of military aviation.
Actually photographed the UFO following the missile as it climbed into space and shining a beam on it, which neutralized the missile. And this was recorded. It was all hushed up.
In 1967, Robert Salas was in charge of controlling the rocket launching missiles at the Maelstrom base in Montana. It was in the middle of the Cold War, and the American missiles with nuclear warheads were kept constantly ready to be launched at any time. While Salas was under the ground in the control room, he was informed that a UFO had suddenly appeared in the sky and had been stationing for several minutes just above the entrance to the base.
He wants to know what to do. I tell him to secure the facility. We hang up. I go to tell my commanders. So within seconds, my missiles start shutting down. I recall losing all 10 of them.
By shutting down, we mean what?
By shutting down, what I mean is they were not launchable. They were in no-go condition, disabled.
How long to restart them?
How long to restart? Well, I'm sure it took over a day.
Also, the testimony of Salas is supported by that of another colonel, Twin Arneson.
The crew going on duty and the crew coming off duty all saw the UFO just hovering in midair. It was a metallic circular object, and something turned those missiles off. And so they could not be put in a mode of launching.
It's important to bear in mind that these missiles are designed to be independent systems. So if you do something to affect one missile, it won't affect all the other missiles because they're totally separate.
The actual reason for so many missiles going down simultaneously was a big puzzle.
Even in Salas, he was ordered not to tell anything about the incident.
You need to sign these documents not to disclose any of this to anyone ever. And we signed, and basically that was it.